Reynolds.
Well, thank you, Common Sense Citizens, for the call and invitation to just talk about the school board and where we're going. First of all, my name is Kurt Reynolds, running for a second term on the school board. I'm the son of two public school teachers in Greendale. I'm a product of public schools from Greendale High School to UW Stevens Point. Married to Jenny for 31 years. What brought me to West Bend was she worked at Amity Leather way back when it was a thriving business. Moved to West Bend because of the school district and the state community, and I've loved it. My two kids went through the West Bend School District from kindergarten to 12th grade. Now I have a daughter at Madison now, and my son. I just thought I'm going to be a grandpa. So exciting times. I run a business, Bay Market Force. We're in the old Ziegler building downtown, right across from Settlers Park. About 40 people and growing, so proud to have my business in the community. Some board accomplishments that we've done the last 3 years. We've kept our schools open and safe, I think is our proudest accomplishment this year. We also have, I believe, a rock star superintendent, Jen Wimmer. Those who have not met her, she's open to any phone call from parents, the community. We hired her almost at the start of the pandemic, and she's done a wonderful job. For the taxpayer, we've had no mill rate increases the last 3 years since I've been on board. $7.97, we stuck to that. We had a tough budget cut 2 years ago to balance our budget. I'm all about balanced budget. I'm fiscal conservative. We cut $1.3 million in district level expenses, not from the classroom, but from the administration, and it just had to be done. Respected district staff, we kept our teacher turnover at an all-time low, and just thanks to our teachers this year for teaching in a tough environment, and almost to a T, they wanted to be in the classroom, which was outstanding.
That's time. Thank you. Mr. Spigers.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start by expressing my thanks to Bernie and to Common Sense Citizens for this invitation to participate. It's very, very nice, once again, to have these occasions where we actually can get together face to face. I'm very grateful, and I appreciate it. My name is Chris Spigers. I'm currently a member of the West Bend School Board. I serve as its president. By day, I serve as vice president and chief legal officer of West Bend Mutual Insurance Company. I've worked there going on now about 26 years. I'm an attorney and a CPA by training. Grew up actually in the village of Iron Ridge. I'm not sure if people know where that is, but I see some nods. But 20 miles due west of here, right in the middle of dairy farming country. My grandmother and grandfather on my dad's side were cheesemakers, and we're in the business until their retirement. So the word dairy means a lot to my family. We still have strong connections there. I grew up attending St. Matthew's Lutheran School there. That's where I went to. I went to church and school at St. Matthew's. Then ultimately to Horicon High School, where I was a proud marshman. So I'm a product of some parochial and some public school. If I had to sum up why it is that I'm running, it's really because we have an amazing school district with all sorts of opportunities ahead of us. This last year, as we all know, was occupied by COVID-19, and that really was the board's primary focus, to make sure that we were keeping schools open, physically or virtually, giving parents choice. That was our primary focus. It needed to be the primary focus. We're starting to come out of this. And so there are challenges ahead of us. We can turn those challenges into opportunities. And so I look forward to that, and look forward to today's forum. Thank you very much.
My name is Philly Keenan, and I would like to thank Common Sense Citizens and Bernie Newman for putting this on. The more public forums we can get together with, the better I think it is for the public to be informed. I have been married to my husband for 32 years and have resided in West Bend for about 25 years. We raised 3 daughters here in the West Bend School District. A little bit about me personally. You'll see me working with kids of all ages In the beginning of my life, I was a legal assistant, an office manager, a certified dental assistant, but then in the last 23 years, I've been taking care of children in my home. I didn't know it was going to be this long, but people need that, and I love being with the children. I also have worked, you might have seen me in debate, forensics, dolphins, helping judge, a coach, or be a volunteer coordinator with SEED, the Girl Scouts as a service area coordinator for all of West Bend and Jackson, and I do a lot with my church. I work with mentally disabled children and adults. I host a blood drive annually, and I most recently have served on the board of review for West Bend. And now why I'm deciding to go with being on the school board is because the main thing, I believe in a content-rich, truth and fact-based, balanced education. An example is my concern with the proposed 6th grade National Geographic Global Issues curriculum. We must be open and look at the content because content matters. Balanced, fact-based curriculum that is not political or biased is a necessity. Another goal is that we need to be more transparent with the public and the parents in regards to upcoming changes in curriculum and learning standards. I actually had to request the school district to open up public review for proposed curriculum last winter and this winter.
Jody, that's time. Thank you. Next question, Jody, we'll start with you again. So the first question that we'll address today is how do you view your role in the selection of curriculum and how much input should parents and the public have in viewing the curriculum before the selection is made?
So I believe that before I go ahead and give my approval, if I was on the school board for any kind of curriculum or learning standards, I need to actually look at the covers, open these up, read through them for myself so that I can make an informed decision. I believe that the public, the parents, they all need to have an input. They need to be notified far enough in advance that they can schedule it on their calendar to take a look at it. Because people do have busy lives, they have a lot on their schedules. We need to, there's professionals out in the public that maybe are old school teachers retired. There's people that maybe have a different backgrounds that can look at things and notice things that that the school board itself or the administration isn't looking at. Our curriculum is supposed to should reflect the core values of the community, and there's not a way to know that it's reflecting that if we don't have the school district, everybody involved in helping to pick that out. And so another thing, someone suggested to me that when we have curriculum and learning standards, we should maybe be posting those on the website so people don't have to go to the library or the district office to do them. They could actually look at them even if they get done at work in the middle of the night or something, and that's the first time they have a quiet moment to look at it. So I think that it's not just the administration that should be dictating to us what the curriculum and the methods of learning are. That we should be getting many people involved if they want to be involved. Thank you.
Mr. Carter?
So you asked about the role of the board in the selection and implementation of curriculum. So this is a very important part. You could look at school board policies and statutes and read things like the school board delegating the general review of the instructional materials to the administrative staff and then the board ultimately approving it. That's true, but there's a lot that needs to go on in between. And so I think the real role of the board is to make sure that there's a process whereby there can be a broad perspective and lots of different sources for input. And the board should not make a decision on the curriculum until it's had a chance to hear from that broad and diverse audience. And I really firmly believe in that, because if we don't respect the process and the order of the process, what it could lead to is people thinking, well, that school board, they've already made up their mind. Why should I even throw in my input? We can't. We've got to be sure we have the benefit of that input. So although it starts with administrative and instructional staff who lends their input, that's a good place to start, because these are the folks who are teaching on the front line, and also these are people who know a lot about education. What is important is to make sure that the public has the opportunity to take a look at the resources and comment. And to comments that we heard earlier, yes, what the school board did this time around was make sure, based on input, that we expanded the time period for that input. We also had the materials, a request, and I thought it was a good idea, to place the materials in public libraries so that people could take a look at it rather than having to come to the district offices to review them. And so we want to be sure that there's the opportunity for input. The process is built on that input. And so I think our role is to make sure that there are those opportunities for input, to listen to it, to weigh it, and then ultimately to decide as a board. Thank you.
Yeah, curriculum. Just want to say we had implemented a curriculum committee. We brought that back last year. And I think the process is working. We brought that back for actual monthly meetings that people can attend and community members get input, and to vet out actually curriculum choices with administrations and teachers and community input. So I think the process is working. What I'd like to hit head on is the rumors I see sometimes is we have a left-wing liberal agenda in the West End schools. That's just not true. I have 2 kids that went through schools, K through 12. I probably know 150 out of our 400 teachers. I know kind of what a left-wing, my brothers at Madison. Madison is not the West End School District. I think the West End School District represents the community well. I would like to see our community, and I think we've done a great job. I brought articles in the paper of our trades and CTE programs, the curriculum that people don't see. We partnership with Wascom High School on a construction class, so practical students can get construction training. We partnered with them on ag. We partnered with Marine Park on manufacturing and technical training. We have a great nifty nibble for those in the high school who don't know culinary. We actually have kids working in there that sell meals to the students. Our IT internship at the high school, people with an IT interest can be an IT intern and support the high school district. I think our curriculum is broad. I'm not even saying touching on the AP classes, STEM classes, engineering classes. We want to have the best curriculum in the state, and we actually need to communicate that better. I think we're starting to do it. Again, our superintendent is a curriculum junkie herself, coming from Waukesha as a director of curriculum. So
That's
I like our direction.